Good morning, Oregon State Legislator. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our presentation. We would like to propose the state investment in a 20,000 megawatt offshore wind farm. This would create good national and international PR for the state of Oregon. This would be an opportunity for the state to lead by example, take a step towards clean energy on a massive scale, but also allow the state of Oregon to not rely on energy imports from neighboring states, since we would be producing almost all of our electricity locally.
Perfect. And yes, of course, a problem with wind farm development is the high upfront cost that comes along with it, which includes the fixed costs of making it and the capital investment that would have to go into it. But the benefits of a wind farm development is that you get a high or very quick energy payback timescale, which means that you put a lot of money in right now, but it comes back to you really quickly, so you get money back faster than any other source of energy.
And once these wind farms are built, there is minimal maintenance that is required for them. So an energy project of this size is relatively cheap to maintain and will be available almost forever. In a worst case scenario, wind turbines may need to be replaced or repaired in 20 to 25 years after their development.
Which is really good. And going along with the cost of this project and minimal maintenance, this is a cheaper energy option in the long run for us in comparison to the continued use of fossil fuel related facilities, which require constant maintenance to ensure its proper function. And the refining of oil and the natural gas, which are fossil fuels, is also very expensive to do. And then with wind farms, you would never even need to think about doing this. And then another important thing to think about is the idea of sustainable development going into the future. Sustainable development is important for the future, and we are living in one of the least sustainable times of this earth, and which needs to be changed. And wind turbine development is sustainable and also proven effective and is easily scalable relative to any other source of energy, including other renewables. And this is both due to its large lifespan, as referenced earlier, and the minimal effects it actually has on the earth.
And before you consider shooting down this project because of the high upfront cost, you should also consider the future of your children. Replacing 20,000 megawatts of energy with clean energy will greatly reduce greenhouse gas emissions statewide. And by approving this plan, you're paving the future. You're paving the road ahead of you for a healthier and safe tomorrow for future generations.
And yes, we know that wind farms are really large and are not really pretty to the naked eye. So this is why we're offering the idea of the offshore wind farms. The southern Oregon coast especially is known for its beauty, especially looking over the ocean. And these wind farms will be put far enough offshore that they wouldn't even be able to be seen by the naked eye, at least very easily or not at all. And this offshore wind development, if built in bulk, will easily provide the 20,000 megawatts of power that are needed during the 24-hour day. And getting the power from the wind farms offshore to the state will be no problem because there will already be transmission lines available to do so. So that's not an issue to even think about.
So we have the space, money, and resources available to bring this project into fruition. With over 5,000 square kilometers of space off the coast, we plan on building turbines from Florence all the way down to Brookings. This region is prime real estate for a wind farm, with the wind almost constantly blowing at 10 meters per second. This is a huge untapped energy source that is being wasted as we speak, and we should be taking advantage of this and investing in a long-term energy production that's clean, it's available, and we can do it.
And speaking on more of a biological point of view, we've talked about the environment in general, like the air and stuff like that. But people will most likely be worried about the effect on marine life. But these wind farms will have a minimal effect on marine life, and they even may provide some new homes if the fish or other marine life so choose. They're really large, but they honestly don't take up too much space when you think about how large the ocean is. So that would, again, is an unnecessary issue that would be addressed with no problem. And to wrap everything up, this area off the southern Oregon coast will be able to provide us with the constant source of clean energy and enough energy to satisfy the state of Oregon for a long period of time. And as I said before, it's scalable. if they decide to need more energy in the future, we can easily do that with these offshore wind farms. And this is what we believe that the state needs to invest its money in. For us, for the country in general, for the future of our children, and for the overall health of our home, which is the Earth. Thank you for listening, and we hope you consider our project.